right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I'm your host, Axel1324.
And I'm Cool Cat Terry.
I'm Dreadful.
Visiting Eternal today.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another week. What a week! GamesCon week. Lots of interesting news happening outside of GamesCon. So many topics. For once, I had to cut off a lot of topics and just pick the three I wanted to talk about. But yeah, it's been another week. Terry, what have you been playing this week?
Titan Quest. and lots and lots of Titan Quest. I've been really enjoying it. And, for a game that's like 10 plus years old, it's better than Diablo 4.
Oh, no. It's the blasphemy.
It's better.
Hey, don't use that word. Yeah, don't use that word. That's mine.
Dreadful, what have you been playing?
To be honest, I don't even remember. Let me boot up the Xbox and see what I was playing.
You're trying to backtrack.
No, I've been playing a lot of Microsoft Reward Points. Working on that again because, I'm trying to work on the next whatever it is in 2 years that I can afford to pay for using those points. Honestly, I don't remember. I am literally drawing a blank. I know I popped on some Evil Dead.
No Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Didn't that
come
out this week?
I wanted to go back to Evil Dead. I've been playing that before. It was like last week. Was that part of this week? Man, see, that's what I'm saying, man. I've been working so much. Everything's a blur. So I don't remember if it was this week or last week. I thought it was last week that I played it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was this week. I don't remember.
All right, Dreadful don't remember.
Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry to disappoint, but sometimes life there's so much going on between my wife's podcast that she's doing, all the stuff with the haunted house that we're doing, just everything everywhere. My store, we just talked about my store closing, and I'm opening up opened up a new store. So I've been all over the place, plus trying to get videos out. I know I played some games. I just don't remember what I played, man. I don't remember.
Okay. Shaddai, what have you been playing?
I'm like Dreadful. I don't know. Just for that short time, but I actually do remember. I mean, actually, I kind of backtrack. I went after finishing Remnant 2. I decided to go play Lost Odyssey. So right now I'm playing Lost Odyssey, and I'm waiting for Starfield, which I got an email from Bethesda store that is on its way.
Oh, snap. I better check my emails then.
So I got that Constellation one. So I'm waiting.
Yeah, check and see how my Constellation's coming in.
I have to. Got to make sure the credit cards are up to date on file, all that good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on the Xbox, I finished Bramble. And that last boss fight, you'd think the music would be cheesy, but on that boss fight, it just goes so well. Because like when I watched the trailer, I'm like, why are they using this music? That what is it? What's the name of the song that they use? Is it called Flight of the Bumblebee? No. What's that song
Flight of the
called?
Bumblebee?
No. It's called like. Let me see if I can play it. Hold on.
Oh, that it's like a Nightmare Before Christmas, something like that.
I don't think it's called Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's not called that. No, it's an old classical.
No, but that's what I think that's what they use for Nightmare Before Christmas. But I know which one he's talking about.
All right, here it is. All right, hold on. Let me just put this on number 5 or something. My computer's dragging today. This song present. There shouldn't be any copyright on this song because it's an old song. The person
there's copyright on classical music.
Yeah, it's classical music.
Classical music is copyrighted, man.
Do it for a couple seconds.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You better do it choppy.
Who copyrights classical music?
Studios. They want their money too.
Mute and unmute real fast so that way we can kind of get the gist. Are we ready? Yeah, that's Flight of the Bumblebee.
Is that Flight of the Bumblebee?
I believe so.
No.
No, wait.
Chat, help us out.
No.
I don't know, dog. He said Flight of the
No, I
Bumblebee.
know Flight of the Bumblebee. It goes, it's not
No,
that one.
that's
Let's
not that
see.
one.
Does it have like a music
No.
copyright here then? Hold on.
Flight of the Bumblebee is wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect. No, you're gonna. You did it so well. You're gonna get copyrighted.
I was about to say that. I was literally
Could you
gonna say
imagine
that.
The guy was
All right, well, I
blah,
don't
blah,
know
blah, blah,
what the
blah.
name of the song is, but that one, that song plays, and it's a special mix for the game. It's not the one that's usually just classical. It's got a special mix. And man, but the whole game, Bramble, has to be amongst my top indie games I've ever played. It's definitely the best indie platformer I've played, like the platformer puzzler. Think Little Nightmares, think stuff like that, guys. This game is dark. Like at the very end, Terry, when you finally get to the person you're rescuing, and right before you get to them, stuff happens. It's like dark. This like, oh, you did all that effort, good job for nothing.
But that's like Limbo. How many times he died and he never expected to die this way or that way?
Oh no, not that you died. The people you're saving, like
Oh,
I'm gonna spoil a little something, right? Because it's at the very beginning of the game.
Blah,
it's
blah,
like in
blah,
the first
blah,
30
blah. I
minutes,
hear
so I don't feel
nothing.
guilty about this.
Alright.
So if you played the game,
I don't know
it's
nothing.
like you save little gnomes,
Mhm. Oh
And
my
they follow
God, yes.
you? and they follow you, and you're using them as bait for traps, so that you don't set them off. And then like the ones that don't get eaten by traps, you put them all in a little house, and the house gets stomped on. It's like, yeah, you saved us. Thank you so much. We're going in the house. House gets stomped on by a troll. It's like, and everybody dies anyway. It's like dark. This game is dark. I loved it. And the boss fights, Terry, oh man, they just got better and better with time. So yeah, the Bramble guys play it. And of
On
course,
Game
I played
Pass. It's
Huh?
on Game Pass.
Yes, it's on Game Pass. No excuse. And of course, I played more Tears of the Kingdom as I'm waiting for Starfield to come out. Just jumping back into Hyrule, and I could finish the game already, but I'm exploring all of lower Hyrule. I want to explore the whole map before I go kill Ganon. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see. This morning, let's check in with the iconic chat. We got Doggy Dog 420 coming in. Good morning. He says, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Doggy Dog, and happy birthday to you today, brother. Today's his birthday. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
yeah.
Happy birthday.
And Dreadpool says has a $20 super chat saying happy birthday, Doggy Dog.
Hey, you gotta love those virtual chats, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Get warmed up. Get warmed up. Use them while they're free, everybody. Use them while they're free. Your Wicked Heart joins us. He says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Your Wicked Heart. You are the real MVP. And of course, my boy Doggy's the real MVP. Dreadpool's the real MVP for this $20. Let's see. RWK88 joins us. He says, good morning, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us, RWK88. You are the real MVP. Let's see. General Spartan says, Armored Core 6 killed the first boss Friday. Wow. I want to play that game so bad, but I'm saving all my money for Starfield right now.
Same here.
Yeah, he said, so shout out to General Spartan. You are the real MVP. Thank you so much for joining us. Chael Walker says, we're almost ready for launch. Absolutely, Chael Walker. Almost less than a week away.
I was gonna say I was getting hungry already, but not lunch. Is the other type.
No, not lunch. Lunch. It's launch. Launch. So yeah, shout out to Chael Walker. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. All right, let's get into the news. Let me get rid of this so I can see my stuff here. So if you recall, guys, we had a split screen discussion a few weeks ago. I said, don't lose it. Terry, what did you vote?
I was like, get rid of it.
That's right. Terry was get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
That's right. Dreadpool, how did you think about it? Lose it, don't lose it, or get rid of it?
What are we talking about?
The split screen. A few weeks ago, we had discussed it.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter. All right.
Get rid
No,
of
I
it.
To me, it didn't matter. I mean, I don't see the difference other than the memory size, but I don't.
And Shaddai, you weren't with us, but a few weeks ago, would you have said get rid of parity, get rid of the split screen parity, or not get rid of it?
just add it on later. Usually that what usually happens.
Right.
All
That's what I was
So
thinking.
so it's not a big, it's not a really big deal. So
All right. So
they could add it later.
this article here is by Windows Central. Shout out to Jez Corden of Windows Central, specifically of the Xbox 2 and Random Thor podcast. He said they had 3 solutions. Number 1 was do nothing. Perhaps Baldur's Gate 3 is really a one-off. Yeah. This is my thing, right? Solution 2 is get better tools, better documentation, better support for developers. This should be a solution no matter what, right? And then he said solution 3, ditch the parity clause specifically for split screen co-op.
I think I go more for a solution 3.
Yeah, right. So that's what they ended up doing, right? So moving over to this one coming from thegamer.com. They say Baldur's Gate 3 will come to Xbox this year, dropping split screen on Xbox Series S. So they went for option number 3.
Good
They are
choice.
dropping the parity requirement on Xbox to get one of the greatest games ever made on there, possibly the highest rated game of all time on Xbox, because, you know, we don't want to get left out. So now instead of coming sometime in 2024, it's going to come out in 2023. But that means that Baldur's Gate 3 will officially become the first title on Xbox to break feature parity between the X and the S. So yeah, there you go. Now,
So-
it is fairly unlikely this will become standard practice going forward, so the Series S owners don't have much to worry about just yet. It's clear that Larian has been trying to get split screen to work for a long while, and the game's massive popularity over the last few weeks will no doubt have swayed the higher-ups at Xbox to come to a compromise. It would have been bad for Xbox fans to have been left out for so long just because split screen on the Series S was next to impossible to implement properly. This does give ammunition to Xbox Series S skeptics, though, as it is regularly argued that the console has been holding current gen gaming back due to its weaker performance and potentially adds more work for developers that want to launch their games on Xbox. This isn't something that Vinko himself agrees with, but it's pretty clear sign that it's something devs have to take into consideration. So, feature parity is lost. Everybody's celebrating. Terry, are you going to play split screen on Baldur's Gate 3, seeing as you didn't want it?
I never would have anyway. I was firmly on the camp that, you know, split screen has its place, and a game like Baldur's Gate, it doesn't belong there. It's just too much going on, and everything's already, you know, isometric and small. Why make it smaller? You know,
Right.
I don't see the purpose for it in a top-down RPG.
All right. But so split screen, losing the parity, do you think overall this is a good or bad thing for the Xbox brand?
I think it's fine. I think it's better for them to be like, you know what, we couldn't do this feature that is kind of niche anyway. Not that many people, you know, there's only a small group of people that really benefit from split screen. I feel like it's getting rid of that they're gonna, you know, take that on the chin a lot better than people being like, Baldur's Gate 3 is the unofficial exclusive to PS5. You know what I mean? So I feel like they would rather, you know, get rid of the split screen for Series S than people continue that BS narrative. You know what I mean?
All right. Dreadpool, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't recall ever playing split screen with Baldur's Gate before. I've always remembered
Same
single
screen.
player, just single player. A lot
Right.
of the games that I played when it were Baldur's Gate on the Xbox and the Xbox 360, and not the 360, but the Xbox One, because I even have right here Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. They are both single player games, and like I said, I remember the original one on the OG Xbox also being single player. So since when have we had split screen?
Okay.
You know, so if this is a new feature that they've added on for this particular game, I don't see why it's a big deal. I know they allowed for, let's see, some co-op experiences for like Dark Alliance 2, but this type of game is totally different. The isometric, I can't imagine back in the day playing, on a 32-inch screen, tube, sharing a screen like that. There's a lot going on that you can't see. And I understand nowadays everybody's got, the big old 65 on up.
That's right.
But does it really matter? I don't think so. And to have that feature is, I just don't know. I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay. All right. Shaddai. Split screen parity. You said you get rid of it.
Yeah.
Overall, do you think it's a good or bad thing?
This is something that I talked to a friend of mine, depending on the situation. I'm talking about games that there's a feature missing. It could be something big or something small.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say what developers should do is go from top to bottom, start making like the games from PC, all the features, then go to the PlayStation, the Xbox as you go lower, and finish off to like Series S. The reason why I say that is because I'm like, it give the devs time and actually use whatever comes with it on the console or PC, whatever, to implement that if it takes it or not. I know he said it doesn't work that way because it could be some type of code or whatever it is. So he believes that it should be made simultaneously. But it shouldn't be, because for situations like this, Baldur's Gate. That's why I know Larian said the Series X took the co-op, but not the Series S. I'd rather say, you know what, the Series S could be, we could maybe release it later. I know they're gonna get flack about it, but at this time of age, the last time I played probably local co-op, whatever, probably on the 360 playing maybe Gears. So that's a really long time. Now that we're into pretty much the internet, but there has been some sort of like you could see what's happening. You could see what's happening not only on the S. I know they're trying to just stay like they're trying to put it as a singular because this is the only thing that is backing us up.
Yeah.
But if you see the pattern, we didn't get co-op. We didn't get co-op for Halo. Now we didn't get co-op for, whatever it is for Forza Motorsport. So now we're seeing what's going on. They could say whatever they want, but look what happened with Halo Infinite. Later on, it was implemented co-op. So I wouldn't be surprised, like for Forza being implemented later. Then Baldur's Gate, it might be implemented later. This is more of a Baldur's Gate being so popular, and they don't want to miss it. So it's like, no, forget it, just launch it, because I know that behind the scenes, Larian be working on that Series S to see what we could what we're gonna put high, what we're gonna put low, what will happen if we put split screen. That's when they get their actually time to work on that Series X. So for me, I really don't mind it. Just lately, a lot of the things have been implemented later. This is something that I know is going to be implemented later. A lot of people just upset that they can play local, and that's a small percentage. But I'm with Terry, and plus that game, I know it's a one and done. That's if you are a speedrunner. That game is huge. Don't give me that. It's gonna take you hours. That's literally gonna take you hours. So I don't. You're gonna have a lot of fun. But for me, just get rid of the parity and just let the developers do their thing. Let them take their time with the system, what they can and can't do to create a game that does not give the developers headaches. I think that's more of a management thing because they're trying to push it. They want to get it out of the gate, or you don't want your client to be upset about everything it's in every platform but not on this particular platform. So that's more of a stressful everyday job. So just get rid of the parity.
Get rid of the parity. All right.
Yeah, get rid of the parity.
So 3 of my panel members are get rid of the parity, split screen parity, and I say it's a bad idea. And the reason I say it's a bad idea, once you lose parity for one game, why won't you lose parity for the rest? I think Xbox is making a mistake because now they've opened up the floodgates of developer requests coming in asking to ditch this feature, ditch that feature for the Xbox Series S just because it's easier. Saying, it'll come at a better date. It'll come at a later date. But will it?
I didn't say lose the parity. I said, I don't know about split screen. So why don't, my intention was lose split screen for both. Keep parity going. Just, again, even if I had the Series X, I don't care if I have the Series S. Okay, with the Series X, I can't see playing 2-player on the screen. That's my point. I can't see using it, so just get rid of it totally across the board. So it's kind of a 2-1-1.
Right. I would actually prefer Dreadpool's approach, but I don't want to lose parity because we're already experiencing games launching incomplete. Halo launched without split screen co-op, and it'll come. It never came, and they've abandoned it. Halo's never getting split screen co-op, right? And again, I'm just using split screen as the example. I don't really care for split screen. I haven't played split screen since Gears 5. I'm just using it as parity and features argument, right? What's that game that just launched, that vampire game from Bethesda?
Redfall.
That's right. Redfall. No 60 frames mode that was advertised. It'll come at a later date. Still not here. Things like Forza Motorsport, we're hearing stuff that it's going to launch without a versus NPC modes and multiplayer. So multiplayer is just going to be people. But if let's pretend me and Dreadpool want to race, it's literally going to be just me and Dreadpool on the track. It's not going to fill it in with NPCs. And also, the drift mode's not launching. And keep in mind, the drift mode was shown on a trailer 2 years ago. Right? So it's games already releasing without features that were advertised, and now features that the competition is getting are being excluded from Xbox because of whatever the parity clause, right? I think it's a bad idea to get rid of the parity clause. Like Baldur's Gate, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Just like nobody here on this panel plays Age of Empires on the Xbox, ain't nobody gonna play Baldur's Gate on the consoles. It's just not a console game. It's a CRPG, Dungeons and Dragons style. Plays way better on the Xbox, on the PC. If you're a real Baldur's Gate fan, you're gonna play it on the PC. Just being honest. Anybody who plays it on the console, well, it's more of a passing curiosity, I think, or you're in the incredible minority. For the Baldur's Gate to sell 10 million units on consoles, and I say souls, including the competition, I don't think it's going to happen. It's too niche, but I think it's great that it's coming. I'm glad they came to an arrangement, and maybe split screen will come, but the Xbox really, really, really needs to get their split screen dilemma together. They should have never abandoned it on Halo. If they would have solved it on Halo, they probably would have been able to solve it now. for Larian. They should have never abandoned trying to solve it, in my opinion. So I am on the side of don't lose parity, keep it all the same, because it just looks better to me as a message. Because now, you know, when you go to GameStop or wherever it is, you're going to buy your thing. It's like, oh, what do you want? Oh, I want an Xbox Series S. Oh, you know, this thing can't even do split screen. You know, that's the words that are going to come out of the people's mouths. You know, for people buying it for young children who may not have the money to buy each one of them an Xbox, they're going to buy one and make them share. And they're like, oh, you can't play split screen. You can't? You know that can't do split screen. They're not going to give them the fine details. It's like, you can't do split screen on Baldur's Gate. They're not going to say that crap. They're just going to say, you can't play split screen. And it hurts the brand.
Yeah, but that's just now. You know what I mean?
It will never, dude, what happened on the Xbox One? That was just now. And look how much it hurt the brand.
Yeah, but then again,
recovered.
Yeah, but then again, a lot of things have been implemented later, which pretty much dropped everything. So that's just
only we cared. The people selling the console never updated their information, man. Those haters, they stuck to that narrative all through the Xbox One. It has no games. It's 900p.
But that's why I think that usually happens.
What else? What was the one that was told to me?
Right there on the spot.
It doesn't play used games. It doesn't play used games. I remember that one in specific was told to me.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is a lot of people aren't going to GameStop anymore. I know I haven't stepped foot in a GameStop in probably over a year. And you know, that was one of the places I used to love going and just browse around and see what was there and sometimes pick something up, you know, even, you know, order my collector's editions there. But I haven't even done any of that. So a lot of that narrative is kind of out the door. And eventually, from my understanding, split screen, the parity part of it is only gone temporarily. They're working on later on next year to get it back in. You know,
you give these naysayers an inch, they'll take a mile. You know this, man.
I know what you're saying, because for the longest time I've walked in there wearing an Xbox shirt, you know, and going to pick up a game, and they're like, "Is this for PlayStation?" It's like, no, for Xbox.
I get those
facts.
I get those.
You know, and it's like, I ordered this on Xbox, and they're like, "Oh, I don't see your order here." I'm like, what do you mean? I paid for it. And they're like, I don't see your order here. You did order for PlayStation, right? No, I said Xbox. Okay, so yeah, you still have those people with that narrative.
Yeah.
But that's not as I think more so it's not as in your face like it used to be back in those years with 360. I'm sorry, with the OG one screwing up their marketing of what this system is, what it is. And right now, the way that Xbox is, even this narrative is more seen online with Twitter trolls that won't let anything go and can't take an L, because they're like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. They'll never take an L, but they'll hand out L's left and right, even if they're fake. And that's the thing, is I don't think that that's going to be as much of an issue, especially once more people talk about it and say how great this game is. And especially once the split screen gets added in, it'll be forgotten, because we'll be talking about the next banger that Sony's pushing out. So I don't see a big deal out of it. Again, I see what you're saying, but I don't think it's going to hold as hard as it did in the Xbox One era.
Let me ask you something. I know this is a little bit off. Can you place, or can you use split screen on a Steam Deck or Ally Raw? Because we're talking about handhelds in here. How can you play split screen on a handheld now?
Well, on the Steam Deck, you can go into the settings and turn it on, and it does work. On the ROG,
can you picture playing that on a handheld?
Oh god, that'd be so.
Can you picture a split screen on a handheld? We're talking about a handheld here. It's not like you're on TV.
You might as well dump some Nerd TV on your screen You might as well just dump some nerds candy on your screen because those would be larger in size than your character.
Because that's like you could say like, hey, in handheld, I'd rather play, no split screen. We're talking about handheld. It's not a console, a console. So I'm like, I'm like with Dread, it's not a big issue. Larian is very smart. So if they created Baldur's Gate, a really good game, supposedly one of the best CRPG, I wouldn't be surprised for them to say, you know what, let's go back and let's do our magic to see if we could implement that. With Dread,
No.
it might end up adding that up later on.
I mean, that's why the Microsoft team is over there helping them out, trying to work on this.
Mhm.
So I think this is just a stopgap right now, just to get it on the Xbox in general, because now it puts it in there this year versus next year.
Yep.
So I think it's just the next stopgap to be able to move on while they're fixing it. That's all it is. And again, I get it, because a lot of these places have employees that want to sell the opposite console, but right now Xbox is on a climb on popularity. They're selling consoles at a huge rate than they ever have because of Starfield, because of Baldur's Gate. It won't be really the system seller for it, but having it on there could also help sell consoles. It's a good thing. I mean, think about it. We're talking about it right now, are we not? So this publicity,
I know I'm going to play this game eventually.
Publicity is going to push it out
and I'm
there.
going to play by myself. No split screen, no co-op. You stay off my game.
See, I can understand if they didn't do split screen, but they did same screen where you're locked.
Yeah, like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because me and my cousin played that co-op. Same screen though, not turn-based.
Right.
It's more of an ARPG.
Isn't that like Divinity? Isn't it the same thing like that?
Divinity's like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, give me a minute, guys. Let me catch up with the chat because it's escaping me. It's starting to unload messages. Black Cardi joins us. Thank you so much for joining us, Black Cardi. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Red Monkey Butt joins us. Thank you so much, Red Monkey Butt. He says, "Good morning, chumps. Good morning, Red Monkey Butt. You are the real MVP." Fastback joins us. He says, "Good morning, Xbox." Good morning, Fastback. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, "Larian Studios should have reached out sooner. Split screen is not needed for this game. No reason for delay." I agree, but it's the game they want to make, and we've always said let them make the game they want to make. And they wanted a split screen CRPG Dungeons and Dragons style because, well, Dungeons and Dragons is in essence a multiplayer experience. Always has been. Let's see. Chael Walker says there's never been feature parity since some X games have ray tracing while S doesn't. I don't think you can really call ray tracing a feature more than a graphical setting. But I see your point.
Yeah,
that's a good argument.
And that's the thing, is they even said everything's going to be parity except for the graphical side of it.
Yeah.
Because of what advancements the X has over the S. So, and that's why, again, I don't think that the split screen is as big of a deal as they're making it. And it could be partially the fact of Starfield coming out soon.
That's right.
So why would you want to compete with that when you can just say, hey, let's get all the PC guys out now, eventually PlayStation and then Xbox later on. But it gives us time to work on this piece today, which is PC. The next piece will be PlayStation, because now we don't have to worry about it. We can shift over and finish off each one, and then, using that as a ploy to stay away from Starfield, that would be basically sucking the blood out of them, I guess you would say, because you know what I mean? Because everybody's hyped over Starfield right now. So
I think Starfield is going to sell way more than Baldur's Gate did, but will it be better rated? I don't think so, just because it's an Xbox only game. Yeah, but we'll get into that stuff later.
So yeah, direct competition.
Yeah.
So it come out later on, and then they'll have another wave of a huge jump of people, jumping in and buying the game.
Baldur's Gate has
split screen. I'm sorry, Chael Walker. Split screen is not graphics, because you still have to deal with CPU.
Right.
CPU can only handle so much information going on between physics and all that. The GPU side handles the graphics, which would be the ray tracing and so forth. So unfortunately, split screen is more CPU bound.
Right. Terry, you were going to say?
I'm trying to remember what I was going to say.
Split screen.
I don't remember what.
All right. The thought split from Terry's mind. Oh, but
sorry.
Graphic God says, "Good morning, fan. Good morning, Graphic God. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP." He says, "Try playing split screen on a 27-inch CRT." Hey, man, I played split screen on a 13-inch CRT when I was little. Yeah. The split screen BS is a farce made up to make PlayStation look better and release there first. Maybe I doubt it. I mean, as a developer, you always try to make everything the same, but I doubt it. Lost Boomer joins us. Thank you so much for joining us, Lost Boomer. You are the real MVP. He says, "Afternoon. Good afternoon." Split screen was fine back in the day with no online, but now gamers like to play online, play on separate TVs. Families have multiple consoles in one house.
Yes.
Not every family, but I see I see your point. I see your point for sure. And yeah, online is way more prevalent now. Lost Boomer says, "Series S don't have the same power. We should expect it." Yeah.
CPU wise, it's slightly it's the same CPU, it's just slightly clocked slower.
Right.
So it depends on your definition of power and how they use the game.
I remember what I was going to say.
All right, what were you going to say, Terry?
It had to do with their sales. So if we just compare Baldur's Gate's popularity to Divinity Original Sin, it will sell really well, but it's gonna like you said, it's gonna predominantly be on PC because Original Sin 2, for just an example, they sold over 1 million copies on PC before the game even was released on consoles. And then I don't know what the console sales were, but I'm sure they were crap in comparison to PC. So I feel like it'd probably be the same. I can't say how well Starfield's going to sell, but this game is going to sell. This game is going to sell, but it will be predominantly on PC.
Absolutely. Red Monkey's Butt says, "I play split screen every day with my kid in Minecraft." Deadpool says, "My daughter, Tiny Giant, plays split screen every day." Yeah. Some split screen, but majority do not. Works for some games, but there's a give and take for games. Games can't have it all. But I want it all. It's my game and I want it all.
Yeah. It's my system.
Yeah. But yeah, I think some games are just not appropriate for split screen. Fastback with this. Fastback says, "PlayStation paid for this fake split screen issue on the S to have a game released on PlayStation around the same time as Starfield. On the exact same day, as a matter of fact."
Yeah. He likes to put gasoline
as the same day
fire.
as the early launch. Yeah. Let's see. Ice Cream Gaming joins us. Thank you so much for joining us, Ice Cream Gaming. You are the real MVP. And it's Timoth joins us. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Timoth. You are the real MVP. And let's see. Lots of hellos going on. Lots of hellos. Chill Walker says, "Split screen is graphics."
Oh boy, we're gonna have a debate. Let's not have a debate. I don't want that.
I don't know how it goes. I can't answer. If Baldur's Gate 3 had been 100% ready for Xbox, would it have launched on September 6th anyway? Maybe. Dog says, "Crazy how the Twitterverse has quit talking about Baldur's Gate 3 and praising it since it was announced for Xbox this year. Silence all of a sudden. Hey man, you got to move on to the next negative point of the competition. You know how it goes. But you know what, guys? Those are our thoughts, but it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what you think. Terry, how did the chat vote? We had a poll.
Is it a good or bad thing to ditch parity between the series consoles? 64% said it's awesome. Parity be damned. And then 17% split between it sucks, we should keep the parity, and people who are just unsure about it.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. But guys, moving the show right along. If you haven't heard, GamesCon is happening this week in Cologne. Is it Cologne?
Cologne.
Oh, I got
Cologne.
I got Cologne. I got Cologne.
No. All right, yeah, but it's GamesCon is on this whole week, and it's we had opening night live with Jeff Keighley and the Video Game Awards, but then Xbox had a few live events, and GamesCon Live is literally on right now. But don't leave, guys. Stay here. And so I just wanted to go around the chat around the group real quick and ask for some of your favorite announcements or maybe trailers that you saw at GamesCon. So Terry, anything you liked so far?
I mean, I only watched very quickly, like the highlight reel of like the opening night. So I can't say anything that was announced after that. But for opening night, the only thing that interested me was the Expeditions, the next game.
Yes.
And the Mud Runner, Snow Runner
Oh God!
franchise.
Oh God! I saw that. It reminded me of Terry. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna hear this Sunday.
So, like that's the only thing that really spoke to me, because majority of the games that were shown were genres that I couldn't give two F's about, so they're all hard passes for me. But yeah, Expeditions. I'm curious to see. So I'm curious if this is supposed to be like a standalone, because they're saying it's a Snow Runner game. So like, is it a standalone or is
Mud
this
Runner
like
game? Yeah.
No, that game is really alone. Like nobody cares about that.
Because
Oh.
the gameplay on this definitely makes it look like this is a standalone, because the way that the game works, the mechanics of this aren't in the current games. So that makes me think this is a standalone, which is exciting.
Is it still easy to drive and not making those weird shifts like it happened last time I played it? It was hard to drive.
You mean the fact that when you're in mud, you can't be in high gear, and you need to downshift like in real life?
Actually, there are times that you could drive real fast and you could actually go through that muddy place.
It depends on your vehicles, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they try to make it a little bit more realistic to where you actually need a downshift. It's not like Forza where you can take a hypercar through the mud, because that's not practical. All right.
That's why I got the pills in here when it gives me headaches.
I'm not gonna lie, Terry. I'm excited for this game too. I actually want to play it because I want a Ford Bronco Raptor specifically to do what they're showing in this video, and I haven't gotten my Ford Bronco, so I'm probably gonna play this game.
So in other words,
being that
it's the same.
Being that it's called Expeditions, clearly this one is more about exploration, not so much. Whereas all the other ones have been quest related. You got to go and bring supplies from here to here to build this facility. So this one looks like they're trying to be like, just have fun and explore. What can you find? I do love the customization though that they showed, because right now the customization on your trucks is very limited. So the fact that you can decide how many additional fuel tanks you want to take, awesome. Because right now it's
give me all the fuel.
All the fuel, and you got to have the autonomous winch too if you're going to be doing this solo.
Yes,
you gotta have it.
I found the song.
Oh, you found the song.
Oh my gosh.
As
An
you can
hour
tell,
later, just about.
as you can tell,
good to know
why
Deadpool's
I've been
paying
like
attention.
as to why I've been spacing out. It's Greg in the Hall of the Mountain King is what it's called.
No, that's the level, but is that
That's the name of the song?
In the Hall of the Mountain King? Because I remember
Yes.
that being a level in the game.
Isn't that a song from like the Nutcracker or something?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It does sound like a Nutcracker song. Yeah.
I think that's
I'm watching an
originally from the
orchestra.
Nutcracker. I really do.
I'm watching an orchestra play this.
All right.
So
Anything else, Terry, on GamesCon?
I think, like I said, I only watched opening night and I breezed through it, and that was the only thing that appealed to me from that show. I can't speak on anything else, but I wanted to really quick just mention that earlier when Dreadpool was talking about how he wanted an Xbox copy and they gave him a PlayStation copy, that gave me a flashback when I bought a phone and I specifically asked for the Windows version and they gave me Android and I was livid. But moving on.
Moving on.
You must be mistaken. You don't want the Windows phone. You clearly want
Right?
Android. He doesn't know what she's talking about.
That's right. Gamescom was great and Xbox showed big. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Mud Run and Snow Runner are cool and challenging. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go.
By
Great.
the way,
Peter Gant, Suite Number 1 in the Hall of the Mountain King. Okay.
the Seattle Symphony Orchestra played that 3 years ago.
Okay, 3 years ago. Yeah, way before Bramble came out. Okay, so it's called in the Hall of the Mountain King. Okay, good to know. Dreadful. Gamescom 2023. Anything you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, it's funny is everybody's complaining that they didn't see enough of certain game or this or that. I didn't really see much to complain about. I thought the interviews were a lot more interesting this time around than the games
Mhm.
themselves because we've seen so much of the games as it was. I'm just overloaded with game videos of the games that they're promoting, and it's nice to see. But the interviews were, ironically for me, were more interesting. Particularly the city skylines where Benny was up on this platform spinning around doing the interview, and it was really cool to see, like, as they were talking about the game. I was just interested in the fact that they were outside recording on this platform that was rotating. That was really cool to me. But I think the best interview was day one with Phil Spencer, where he was talking about games. And ironically, even though Cool Cat Terry had told me to play this, even though Axel said he would play this and he liked it, even though he said at first he wasn't feeling it and all of a sudden he got into it, Phil Spencer said he played Bramble King. He loved it.
That's right.
He even said you should play it. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I will, even though my friends told me to play it.
Phil said it.
Phil told it. Now all of a sudden,
Even though my
it's time.
friends
I
told
Oh,
me
hell,
to play
Phil.
it.
He said it. That's it. You must.
Phil is going to be the one that gets me to go over and play the game. Can you believe that? What the hypocrisy is this? Don't
What
listen
the
to your
heck, man?
friends.
So your friend recommendations don't mean as much as Phil's?
Apparently not. But no,
Dang.
that was the thing. That was like, all right, cool. And he's still playing Vampire Survivors. And the ironic part is, not ironic, but the cool part is the fact that he's still playing it. But now he's playing it with his wife, and his wife is not a gamer, and they're couch co-oping it, and they're having a good time. So yes, he's still sinking in, time into Vampire Survivors. And it's like, I'm not addicted to this game. I am not addicted to this game, but yet
Anyways,
still play
48 days later.
yeah, people still play this game. It is very simple, and it's an ugly looking game for a lot of people because it's not hyper realistic. But you know what? It's good gameplay. It just gets you sucked in there. And that was the beauty of it. He was talking about games. He wasn't just talking about Xbox games. He was talking about games he was playing on his computer. He was talking about games he was playing on his Asus ROG. He was talking about, a variety of things. So to me, that was more interesting. The fact of not that what he was playing, but it was just the fact of how he was playing, different places he was playing here. Oh, and the best part was he was talking about, excuse me, he was talking about meeting up with Ed Boon, that he always sees him at every one of these shows, but it's always two passing ships in the night, and they wave at each other or hey, how's it going? As one's coming off stage, one's going on stage. They never, and this GameCon, he said that they were gonna sit down and actually talk. So maybe there will be a part 2 on Killer Instinct that has some Boon effect on it.
That's right.
There'll be some more
Boom.
Mortal Kombat crossover. We don't know, right? He's dropping a boon on this.
Here comes
But
the
yeah,
boon.
like I said, to me, this year GamesCon had so much going on, but with just with what Xbox showed, a lot of the stuff I'm sure I missed because it was everywhere and it was just so much. And that's what people don't get. GamesCon is so huge compared to E3, and the variety of backgrounds of people that were there. it's just a huge variety of demographics. They don't understand that how big that this convention or gaming convention, I guess you would say, is it means a lot. And,
Yes.
not just to us as gamers, but to the publishers, to the developers, to everybody that's going there. It's a huge platform to get out there. And unfortunately, it's so huge that we even though we're involved in this, right? We're not just the normies. We're involved in this. Even we miss stuff, and that's the beauty of this. But for this show, I strictly paid attention to the Xbox more so than anything else.
Yeah, because they were the only one of the big three that was there, right?
Right. But I didn't pay attention to the rest of the show as much. I did look around, but the Phil Spencer interview was the best interview.
Speaking of Phil Spencer interviews,
Dustin Liguri?
No. Who is it? Rhiannon Bevan specifically asked the Baldur's Gate question that we just answered. I'm sorry I didn't find this earlier, guys. But he says he also denies that Baldur's Gate was held back by Microsoft's demanding parity between X and S. He says, and this is Phil, there are features that ship on the X today that do not ship on the S, even from our own games, says Spencer. Ray tracing works on X. It's not on S in certain games. So shout out to Shale Walker. There's his argument right there. And he says, I want to make sure games are available on both. That's our job as a platform holder, and we're committed to that with our partner. Spencer adds that the team isn't overly worried about getting games working on both consoles, but admits that the saga with Baldur's Gate 3's developer, Larian Studios, has helped to educate them on the matter. In practical terms, that likely means we won't see Xbox Series ports launch after the PS5, something Microsoft would be incredibly eager to avoid again. So there you go. That's a quick interview with Phil. So shout out to Cheo for calling that out. But yeah, that's another interview that was posted just 20 hours ago. So I was not paying attention on Saturday. But yeah. The interviews are fantastic, and the Phil Spencer interview is always interesting. Have you seen any of the interviews with Hellblade's actress? What's it? Nina?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
What is her name?
Melina Juergens.
Juergens, yeah. So is it Melina Juergens? Nina Juergens? Anyways, the lady Senoa.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think it's Melina Juergens.
Juergens, yes. Let me see. Xbox On had an interview with her. Let's see.
Melina Juergens.
Yes, Melina Juergens. And Will Potter of Ninja Theory. Yep. Mm-hmm. So interviews is what if Dreadpool gets out of it. Let's check it with the chat here. Fastback says GameCon is a celebration for developers, gamers to come together. It's a shame PlayStation, Nintendo do not show up anymore. Yes, they dominate the market, but no excuse. Absolutely. And Splendiferous joins us. Thank you so much for joining us, Splendiferous. You are the real MVP. He says, I'm here, dudes, lurking, making breakfast for the fam. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to hit that like button, everybody. It really helps us get discovered, especially on the front page of YouTube, the live gaming section. It really helps us get discovered and get more people to watch the show. Hit that like button. Where's Dreadpool's Xbox hat? Where is it? Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, that's actually true.
And Chair Walker says they took that from the Destin interview. Okay, cool. And let's see. I think that's it. We're all caught up. Shaddai, what did you get out of GamesCon?
Nothing, because I was at home. If I was there, I probably would have a lot of things.
Look at this guy, smart Alec.
Hey, it has been a long time I haven't been here. Okay. So no, I saw a lot of games that I got interested, but there's two of them that really caught my eyes, and that would be Mandragora. It's an indie.
What is it called?
Mandragora.
Don't even know how to spell it. I'm not even going to try to find that. Okay, keep going.
I'll I write it privately, but it reminds me. It's like a 2D game. And it reminds me of Dragon's Crown because of the art style.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that game. There you go. It's in the private. I don't know who made it, but I know when I saw it, I'm like, I like the art style. It was like a mix of, like I said, Dragon's Crown and Ori and the Blind Forest, and I'm talking about graphically. And it's like an indie, but I know I like that one. It's an action game, whatever it is.
Oh, this is
But
only like a 30-second trailer. Okay.
I like that one, and the other one, oh my goodness, this one really like. I'm like, I want it, and that will be. Yep, that will be it. See, it reminds me of Dragon's Crown, but when I look at the graphics, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
it
look,
has
it has that watercolor aesthetic like
that
Ori.
yes, like Ori. It looks very, very interesting. So that's something that I really wanted it to play. I don't know if it's gonna be one of those one of those Souls like, because that's what games are being made. So that's one of them. But like I said earlier, the other game will be Crimson Desert. Oh my god, that game is gonna be very special. I like Black Desert, and that one is even more. I know it does.
Is this a sequel to Black Desert?
I don't know. It does have some implementations of battles that is Black Desert, but this one I think I don't know there's something that it feels like like the combat style changed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like I was watching on that one, I'm like, it seems kind of a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
The physics, I know nobody cares about this, but I actually did, is the physics of the horse. There's one part there that I guess the guy almost made a mistake because he needed to make a left turn with the horse, and the horse make like a really sharp turn. I'm like, wow, I never seen a horse physics like that, like react real fast. But this is those are the two games that caught my eyes in GamesCon. The other ones we already know. So I'm like, I want to see a little bit more later. But those are the two that really interest me.
All right.
Look at that.
Awesome.
Look at that. This is the Vistas. I don't know. But you know what?
Is it still an MMO?
Yeah, but see, that's another thing. It seems to me that this is more like no, actually, I think this is a single player, because I think Per Abyss never made a single player. I think this is a single player game.
Because when they first advertised Black Desert, it was an MMO, but they made it look like it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I can't remember who said it. I think it was like an announcement or something like that. I think it was when it first announced.
If this is just
you see that? Oh my god!
If this is a standard single player RPG, then I can get behind. This is a cool scene right here.
Yeah, exactly.
I can get behind that. But if it's an MMO like Black Desert, I want nothing to do with it, because I hated the way that they handled their MMO.
It's a revolutionary action MMORPG.
It's an
MMO. There you go.
They kiss my foot. Then I don't want it.
I thought it was a single player. I know somebody said something like that.
They have a habit of doing that, where they make it look like it's not an MMO when it is. It's very deceptive.
Deceptive practices.
Deceptive.
Well, I can't really say, because that's one of the things that I would like to play, because I haven't played MMO for quite some time. So this is probably gonna be like my really first MMO. If I could dedicate time to the game, then I'll go for it. But I like it. Look at that. Zelda clone. So those are the two that interest me.
All right. Awesome, Shaddai. Awesome. Take from Shaddai, everybody. So of course, what I liked about well, let's check in with the chat real quick. Let's see. It's Red Monkey Butt. I was gonna ask Melina Jurgens out until I seen she has a huge tattooed husband. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna say because he got mesmerized with her eyes.
Yeah. And Red Monkey Butt again saying, did you guys hear that Starfield reviewer saying Starfield is the best game he has ever played in 40 years? Whoa, that's something. But speaking of Starfield, one of my favorite things from the show was the live action trailer they showed. What a trailer. I love the Xbox live action trailers. I love the Halo Wars 2 live action trailer. And of course, I'm loving this trailer right here too. It's just something about those live action trailers that get you into the game even more, because now you can really imagine yourself in the game, right? And it's a fantastic trailer, showing off the universe, showing the battle, showing that how time passes, and how when he eventually comes back, now the little girl is part of Constellation too. And that's just awesome. It's just an incredible trailer. I loved it. So that's the first thing I really enjoyed about GamesCon was the Starfield piano performance with the live action trailer. I loved it. And of course, I'm so hyped for Starfield. I cannot, the fact that lots of information has come out of GamesCon from Starfield, because, even though people who got early access to those review codes are under NDA and cannot speak on it, they can, so Xbox can speak on it without violating NDA, I guess. Maybe you just lose your job but don't go to jail. I don't know which one's worse. And then the other one that I wanted to talk about is it's called a little game from Asia, a Souls-like, if you will.
Here we go. I know what you're going on about. I know.
Oh, hold on. It's playing an ad. Hold on, guys. It's playing an ad. But that's Black Myth Wukong. I love myself the Souls-like, and Black Myth Wukong, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King himself coming to a game near you. And why wouldn't he? I mean, if you ever follow the story of Wukong, Sun Wukong, you know that he was the best at what he did. He thought he was so good he deserved to be a deity, and he wanted to earn his place in the gods, and he got upset that he wasn't getting his place because he could beat all the gods, which he technically could. And it wasn't until Buddha humbled him that he finally, accepted that, being a god isn't just about killing. Being a deity isn't just about being the best. And it wasn't until Buddha humbled him that you got to find out he got to finally accept his place in where they wanted him to be as that god. I forget what he became the god of. But yeah, I think this is before Buddha humbles him, because he was like on a path of destruction and just out to prove he was the best by killing monsters and deities. So yeah, but this game looks phenomenal. I mean, the graphics, the gameplay, the moves, the dodging mechanics, the counterattacks. I mean, this game looks amazing. I cannot wait to play this game. I love myself some Souls games, and I especially love the Eastern art styles. I'm a huge Kung Fu fan. So yeah, I really cannot wait for this game to come out. Anybody else looking forward to this game? Terry, I know you love yourself some Souls.
No, I have no interest in this game. But I do want to mention that the storyline that you just described sounds a lot like Hercules. Just putting that out there. you literally described Hercules. Oh, good all or Heracles.
Heracles, yeah.
Heracles.
Yep.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's a story of Heracles.
Kind of, yeah. Dreadful, or should I? Any interest on Wukong?
Some differences, but it's very similar.
God of War. I mean, Wukong. What?
Ooh.
Wow. All right.
No. Yes, but no.
Yes, but no. All right.
I do have interest, but I just don't have the interest in Souls-like games.
Right.
I was gonna mention it, but I'm like, that's why I say the rest of them already know what it is, so that's one of those. But I just narrowed it down.
Yeah, the thing is, if I wanted to torture myself, I already did that. I got married.
Wow. All right, Terry.
Whenever you can edit it.
Oh no, she's sitting right behind me on the couch, so we're good.
Man, okay. Nice seeing you.
My wife says Wukong is a great story. Absolutely, it is.
No, I'm just so good.
For the MVP of my life. Right, we had a poll.
All right, so how would you rate Gamescom 23? 41% give it a B, 33% a C, 25% an A, and nobody who has voted has given it a D.
All right. Well, there you go. Great job for GamesCon. B overall, not bad. All right. Let's move it right along, guys. It's time for Terry's Indie Spotlight. Oh, wrong button.
All right, guys. So we got another game for you guys yet again this week, and honestly, I can't remember if I've shown it already or not. So I just want to make that disclaimer because I have shown an indie game for every single episode except for maybe one, and
Right.
so that's like over 100 games I featured. So forgive me if I can't remember which ones I've done. All right, I don't think I've done it, but if I did, I'm sorry. But this one is for you guys who are, if you like your Metroidvanias
Yes.
and stuff like that, this is going to be for you all. So enjoy.
Oh God.
People fear what they don't understand. And in death, you will learn.
We were deceived. Death can't protect us.
Imagine what you could do if you were free from him.
You continue to feed into this cycle of death.
You remember our deal, don't you?
All right. So Death's Gambit Afterlife. So this is basically a re-release of Death's Gambit. Afterlife is where they include, 10 additional levels and a bunch of other features that wasn't in the original release. So this is like a re-release. All right. So for those of you who never played it originally, this is your chance to get all the content all at one time. So you definitely don't want to miss out on this one. So if you're really big into like your Metrovania games, or if you just like your Dark Souls challenge in your combat, you're going to have that with the different boss fights. So you're definitely it's going to be more up your alley. There's a wide variety of weapons that you can utilize in the game, as well as abilities. There are 7 playable classes in the game, which is pretty unique for if you think about like a side scroller, like platformer. You don't really, usually it's like one character. You don't really get much creativity with that. So that's pretty cool. You have your character customization, there's crafting. It's got alternate endings. Like this game pretty much has it all for a platformer. And it's on all systems, PC. It's on all consoles, so you can pick where you want to play it. It's retailing at $20 everywhere, but it is on sale right now on Xbox for $12. So you can go ahead and snag that. That sale ends, I think, in like 8 days. So you got the week to decide. So don't miss out on that. And yeah, go ahead and try that. I know Shaddai over here, he just said that he doesn't want a Dark Souls game, but too bad you're getting one. You're getting one, Jedi.
Yeah, come on. I'm already getting tired of this, butt whooping games. I can't even surpass the first level.
I'm the same way. Like I'm personally not a fan of those, masochistic, games. But there is a fan base.
That's what I keep saying. I'm like, man, this game is made by masochists because man, it's like, come on now. No, they're not that bad, but I think is that's why I like Blasphemous, because it does have the same vibe as Blasphemous, and I do have it, and I try it, and it's really.
Isn't that one more of a bullet hell though? Because
yeah.
I can't with that. I have no patience.
But it's like the same style, gameplay style, art style, everything. So I like it. I guess I let that one. It's funny because games like that I let them pass because I guess it's like I said, probably because I played the Nintendos and I'm so used to those. But when it comes like Sekiro and Dark Souls and Elden Ring, I can that's the whole different masochist level. That's like to the max. So yeah, but actually that looks really good and interesting. What is it called again?
Death's Gambit Afterlife.
I'm about to get it.
Well, on sale right now.
Well, I'm not gonna get it because I know I got a whole list, but it's something that I really wanna. It's something that I really want to get into.
It's got a lot of different, boss fights in there that you can, have, you're like I said, it's still challenging, so you're gonna get spanked. So be prepared.
And so that means even if I go easy mode, I'm still gonna get spanked. I'm gonna get spanked easily now.
Well, who knows? You might find a class that works for your play style that might make it easier.
I already told you so many times I'm more like a knight. So I'm
more like, then you're gonna get spanked then.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like those long distances, like punch and start running back. No. I like to go to the action. That's how I am.
Yeah, usually with games like that, they tend to make the magic users kind of OP. You're like really awful at the beginning, like it's the worst class to take, but then once you get stuff, it's like everything just becomes simple.
Yeah, and now not for nothing, but games like that, when it's sprite like graphics, they're getting popular lately. So that I know we had a conversation like that. Way back that the indie games are getting very, very popular in those things.
Especially for handhelds, because right now there's been a really big push for handhelds lately. Like we've always had handhelds for like a long time, but like they kind of died out. They kind of died out, I think, after the 3DS. I feel like, they start to kind of fizzle. They made a huge comeback, because you had the Switch, kind of like revolutionize how a handheld could be, and now we have the Steam Deck and the Ally and
because I have to backtrack because I know I have to backtrack during those 3Ds, but I think at that time it was more like Nintendo 3D, 3DS and 2DS, and you had your Vita, but there was no competition there until I remember No, I got confused. I'm thinking of the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck didn't came until later. But I know Steam created something, but they never, I don't know if they never they never backed that up or it was something. I can't remember. They discontinued. I'm like, I don't know why they did that, but
yeah.
It was something.
These side-scrolling platforms, they just work better, I think, on a handheld.
It always is because everything is compact and common sense is on the go. Games like that. But it's just I'm happy. Honestly, I'm really happy that games like that are sprite 2Ds are coming back and it's really well made. That's why when you show this game, it actually interests me. Like I said, because I played Blasphemous, and I'm like, it has the same vibe. I think that one is I see it a little bit more smoother than Blasphemous because I feel like Blasphemous is a little bit tank. So, but that will actually caught my interest. It really did.
Absolutely.
How about you, Axel?
About pixel art or the Metroidvanias?
About the Death's Gambit.
I was watching it, and it looks good. It looks like you're gonna die a lot. At least I would. But I love my Metroidvanias. I've told you how I feel about pixel art before, right? So because of that, I didn't play things like Dead Cells and other games. I played what was the one pixel art game I played?
Octopath. Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, I played Octopath, and I thought it wasn't as good as everybody says. I kind of regret buying it, if I'm being honest.
Blasphemy, another blasphemy.
Yeah.
I mean, you like your zombie survival? That's pixel.
Yeah, I do. like I said, for me to like pixel art, they have to be real special, and usually, like they have to come with a lot of hype for me to get them. Like there was that one pixel. What was it? Replaced? Is that the one that was shown at the showcase this year? A pixel art game called Replaced. That one looked fire. Like because I feel like they're doing a pixel, not just pixel art, but you actually making a lot of great game art with it. I think it's what it's called. Replaced. Yes, that is what it is. If nobody remembers this one, it's called Replaced, and it did come out on the Xbox One. So I really am looking forward to a game like Replaced. And of course, whenever Terry releases her game, I'm looking forward to that one too. Of course, I'm going to buy it. Of course. Get ready for an honest review, Terry.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, I hate it.
Let me tell you something about this start screen, Terry.
Should I wait for Phil to tell me to play it?
Yeah, so this is Replaced. If you remember this one, I think it might look better this way. So this is like a cyberpunk pixel art game. And it had an awesome soundtrack, awesome gameplay. And of course, pixel art has its place. I just can't. I feel like we've moved on past pixel art, but there is no question that pixel art is just that art, and it doesn't have to be the most graphically amazing game to be to have great gameplay mechanics.
It's got more of a 2.5 going on when it comes to the backgrounds and stuff.
Look at all that ray tracing.
That's right. 2.5. That's pixel ray tracing. That's pixel tracing. Okay.
Pixel tracing.
Yeah. So if you remember this one,
all the different cameras though, like you don't really see a lot of like camera work when it comes to these kind of games. This one has a lot of camera work to make it more like cinematic. I like it.
Yes.
That's a lot of high definition pixels.
That's right. But remember, also one of my favorite games of all time, Fez, as well, is pixel art. So as I said, even though I'm not drawn to pixel art, I will play pixel art if it comes with a lot of high recommendation. So yeah, that's what I think of it. All right, let's check in with the chat here. 4321 don't 123 joins us. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Doggy Dog says, I don't like Octopath Traveler either. Thought for sure I would. But
wait. Exactly. I got something to say about that. He said a JRPG, supposedly we are JRPG buddies, and he doesn't like that? What?
I got to tell you one thing, okay? Octopath Traveler has some of the weakest story I've ever seen in my life for a JRPG. Remember, yes, I understand that none of the stories are interconnected. Yeah. Each one of it, like the point of Octopath Traveler is that you can play up to 8 different stories, all in the same universe, all happening at the same time, all that good crap. But I get tired. And the cutscenes are like, good God. They're like 30-minute long cutscenes, and they're not even voiced.
You sound like Terry, the same thing with Kingdom Hearts.
They are not even voiced. So now I have 30 minutes of reading. I haven't been in school in years, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. Don't you read on Elden Ring?
I do read an Elden
Ring. There you go.
But I don't need to read an Elden Ring.
Like Pokemon, all that reading.
Hey,
yeah, no.
Baldur's Gate, you gotta read.
I heard that Octopath Traveler 2 intertwines the stories a lot better, so maybe that one is better, but I'm not buying it. Sorry. I'm one and done. You have one chance to impress me.
Yo, Doggy actually disappointed me there. Yeah, should I love JRPG, but this one, no. Sorry. He disappointed me.
I have it. By the way, if anybody wants to buy a used copy of Octopath Traveler for $60 because it's on the Switch and Switch games never come down in price, I got one for you.
that's actually true.
Yeah. So I played Octopath on the Switch before it came to Xbox and PlayStation and everywhere else, and it came to Game Pass. And I played it on the Switch, so I paid my money for it. Hashtag support the devs. So yeah. Terry, but back to pixel art. Do you have a moment to show us your screen? I really want to see it.
Oh my God, dude.
I really want to see it.
So my game is in the process of evolving. So I had started on one engine where it was Pixel, and now I'm switching it over to was it Visioneer Studio.
As long as it's away from Ubisoft, you're fine.
What? So it's basically having to be completely redone. So I only started like the very first part of the game to see if my concept would work, and it does. So now I'm redoing it, so I can do it in different art style to make it more,
guys.
to make it more appealing.
I think I know the title of her game is called TMNT.
No, but so my start screen it's just a placeholder right now. I have stock images in there to kind of give the idea. So it's not what the actual thing is going to look like. It's got stock imagery. Okay, just placeholders.
Just
okay?
remember, careful with the main. Remember the main.
You get your game done, and then you make your freaking screens. Okay.
All right. Okay, guys, this is a Good Morning Xbox exclusive. Let's get it going.
I gotta find it again.
World premiere.
World premiere. Dude, I don't even remember where I had it. Hold on, I had it already last week, and then it didn't get shown. So I gotta remember where I.
Remember,
I got it.
The main menu is bland, and it tells everything from
Oh hush. Okay, so like I said, it's a placeholder. Okay, placeholders. Let me share.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
Placeholders. I gotta keep saying that because people are gonna be like, Psst, I ain't nothing.
If this is like a bunch of office clip art.
I got the little Microsoft staple guy as my stand-in.
Oh, that's Clippy. You got Clippy?
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't say Ubisoft, please.
So this is my screen.
Dragon's Reach.
Did I share the audio? I hope I did.
No, that's awesome.
I did.
Yes.
So this is my title screen, you guys, and it has your options on the side. Like I said, it's just stand-in art. It's not complete, but there you have it.
There you go.
I have a question though. Is that Spyro's girlfriend?
No.
Spyro's girlfriend.
I was gonna say it looks like a lady dragon.
Yeah.
So what is the inspiration for the art style on that one? Seeing as you went from pixel art now to more
I actually my original goal was to do more of a 90s kind of cartoon art style is what I was always wanting to do, but I didn't know if I could do it. So I decided to start easier and do pixel at first because that's all indie devs. They start with pixel because it's just easier to work with and you work your way up. And I wasn't liking it in pixel because there's certain things about the game that just aren't going to translate well in pixel. So like I can't. So I'm like, you know what? No, we're throwing that idea out. We're doing it the way I originally envisioned it. So my goal is think 90s cartoon.
right.
That's what I'm hoping to go for. Unless I scratch it again and I go back to the drawing board for the third time. That's how development works.
So it seems to me that it's going to be a platformer, isn't it?
Originally, it was going to be more of RPG, but I want it to be more narrative driven.
Got it.
That's good. That's great, man.
But is it really gonna meet Spyro along the lines though?
No.
RWK88 has a question for you, Terry.
Does it have split screen?
No.
No. No. That is a feature that I have no interest in putting in my game.
Yo, she flat out said no.
No.
She flat out said no.
You know why, right? Because the S is holding her back.
Yes, that's right. Is the S holding back development on your game, Terry?
No, I haven't even looked at.
I don't know, but that made me.
I gotta get it working. I gotta get it working on PC, and then I can worry about getting it to console level. It's not even on my radar right now. PC is just easier to release games on.
I don't know. The main menu looked kind of bland. It tells a whole lot of story behind.
Are you kidding me? That main menu looked awesome. It was animated and everything.
It reminded me of that dev for Starfield.
Oh yeah, we talked about him.
No, I know you did, but no, but it's really
right.
cool though. It's really cool.
I liked it.
Me too.
I liked it too. Can't wait to see more of it.
We
I was
better get the first
really hoping
copy.
That's right. You better do it like a world premiere trailer here.
World premiere.
That's right. Gameplay trailer right here.
I was really hoping that the play button would accidentally hit. Like, come on, hit it. Let's see some more.
Split Difference says, "Stop it, Terry. I need Split screen or else. Split axe screen.
I will say, because I'm doing 90s cartoon, what was real popular in the 90s? Freaking
Aladdin.
Aladdin. Anthropomorphic characters were very popular.
That's right.
in the
Animal
90s.
characters, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was it Sewer Sharks or something like that?
yeah, so think of more on
Thundercats.
that side. You're gonna,
Thundercats.
you know.
That's right.
Uh-oh,
Silverhawk.
Terry's gonna go up against the what is that? Dinosaur High? Dino High?
I don't know
Dino
what that
High.
is.
Wow. All right. Great. Thank you so much for sharing that, Terry.
Mhm.
Let's move the show right along, guys. Let's see.
More like Garfield.
That's right, Garfield. Garfield would be like the
Garfield
easiest
and
thing
Friends.
to animate. You don't. All you
Dude,
do is animate.
Garfield
his
and
That's
eyes,
from
he never actually
that's
talks.
Snoopy. That's Snoopy.
Hey, Garfield had thumbs. How many cats do you know have thumbs?
Stray got thumbs.
And he could have been, professional field goal kicker. Let's put that out there.
Oh god.
All right, let's check it out, guys. Up next, to appease the CMA, Microsoft restructures the Activision Blizzard King deal to get the CMA through it. Well, first off, hold on. Do we have a poll that I missed? No, we don't. Okay. So what we need to know. So I love this article. This is by Windows Central, by the way. This is by a person. This is not by Jez. This is by another contributor. What's his name? Cole Martin. Shout out to Cole Martin from WindowsCentral.com. And he says, what you need to know is no longer on the screen. Present. I wonder why it went away. That was weird.
No split screen.
Yeah, apparently. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to zoom in a little bit, guys, so the chat can read it. Here we go. Microsoft announced its plans to purchase Activision Blizzard in January 2022 for a record-setting $68.7 billion. The merger has undergone scrutiny, including legal actions from various regulatory bodies around the globe. The UK's Competition and Market Authorities, the CMA, was the only regulatory agency to deny the merger outright, with more than 40 other countries approving the deal. Microsoft's Vice Chair and President Brad Smith have announced that the acquisition has been restructured to narrow the rights by transferring cloud streaming rights for all current and new Activision Blizzard and PC console games released over the next 15 years to Ubisoft Entertainment. I don't know, San Antonio? I don't know what I say stands for. The transfer of rights will remain in perpetuity. And the current acquisition agreement between Activision Blizzard and Microsoft expires on October 18th after being extended when the clock ran out for regulatory approval in July. So I want to talk about this because I think it's a bunch of crap. The power, the CMA has too much power. Somebody needs to check. Somebody needs to break up the CMA. But let's go to Dredd. I haven't heard Dredd's voice in a while. Wow, here, Dredd. To appease the CMA, Microsoft restructures for cloud gaming to Ubisoft. What do you think?
You want to hear me gloat? I freaking called this. I said this many a times.
Did you say Ubisoft? Because I don't remember you saying Ubisoft.
I didn't say Ubisoft. I said send it out to a holding company. Let them take care of it. Let them take the risk. Let them do everything. This way, it's completely separate from Xbox, and they can't say that Xbox is doing anything. So I didn't say who the holding company was. I said, but just you send it out to a holding company for however many years. I was saying about 10 years or so, but, same difference. What's 5 years, give or take. But again, this is what I said. Give it out to somebody else. Let somebody else deal with it. Let somebody else deal with the risk. There's growing pains, as we know, because I don't know about you, but have you guys noticed that the cloud gaming services that Xbox is giving us is taking longer to load some of these games?
Yeah, I do actually.
I noticed that it's taking longer. And it's
there's a wait list now. You're on a wait.
Yeah, and now it's out of beta. If you think about it, it's
Is
always
it out of
been,
beta? Let me look.
I think it came out of beta already.
Now I got to
But
launch a
again,
cloud game to see.
it won't matter anymore. I mean, I've always used it to test my games, and they even noticed that too. They even said a lot of people play the game so they don't have to download it, and they're basically demoing the game, and then they figure out if they want to play it or not, or if they want to download it at that point in time. So it's basically, I guess, Blockbuster online. Netflix online. You're just downloading. You're not downloading. You're streaming the game to see if you want to download it and actually start playing
No,
it.
it's still beta. It's just
Still
a regular
beta?
beta.
Okay, I thought it came out of beta.
Yeah, no, still beta.
They talked about it, but anyway, again, it doesn't matter. It's going to go elsewhere. Somebody else is going to take all the risk and responsibilities, and Xbox will just get a cut of the money, the profits off of that. So easy peasy. The same thing that we talked about when how VR is not in their wheelhouse right now. It's how they want to use others to do stuff. I mean, look at the ROG Ally.
ROG Ally, baby.
Right? So when you look at that, it's backed by Microsoft as approved, but all the R&D, all the risk is on Asus. So when you look at that and you're like, all right, cool. This is kind of the direction that they were looking at doing, and doing it this way for the cloud streaming. They still get paid to host it. They still get paid for the rights for them to sell it on other platforms, and they have to honor those contracts that Microsoft and Xbox put out with Boosteroids, whoever it is, and the other, Nvidia, G, whatever.
Yeah.
So all those different companies that they set up, they have to honor it. And here's the best part: they know that they don't have to worry about it, because Ubisoft does not want to be sold to anybody. They want to still be alive as their own entity. But if they do, all that stuff goes right back to Xbox.
I hope there's a guarantee like that in there. I really hope.
There's got to be. There's got to be.
Got to be, like, if you get sold, we take all our rights back or something.
Yes.
Yeah. But do you think the CMA will close this, or do you think they'll reject it?
I think they'll close it, because they're completely different companies. They're run completely different. There is no connection other than having a good relationship, and Ubisoft putting their games on Xbox, but they also put their games everywhere else. So seeing that Ubisoft is still worldwide, which has a huge reach, and they can stand alone, and they fought off by being bought out by others. I think that CMA will approve it and let it go. But I mean, this was like the Hail Mary that they didn't want to have to pull off. But I think this is the one that they did, and will work in favor. It's ridiculous that it's gotten to this point. They're the only ones that have issues, and everybody else is saying there's no issue here. There's no market here.
Right.
So that's why it's a risk reward. They're not risking anything, but they're gathering all the rewards off of it.
Right. Let's check in with Doggy Dog real quick. He says, I've noticed that too, Dreadpole. Quicker to download the game these days too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I use cloud gaming on console as well. I do too. I use it all the time. So Dreadpole, you're a cloud user. So do you think this will have any negative effect on you as a cloud user?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think it will. I just I don't use it as much anymore. I don't see it as a negative effect. Just depends on the access that we have to it. Will we still have access as a ultimate Xbox or ultimate Game Pass subscriber? We'll find out. I did not see anything saying that it's going to be pulled out of there, but I didn't see anything that said it's going to stay there either.
Right.
But I don't see it negatively impacting me at all.
Okay. No negative impact. Let's go to should die. Yeah, Ubisoft is going to decide which games come to xCloud from ABK for the next 15 years. Well, any games that come out of ABK for the next 15 years. But then, even after that 15-year period, they'll still decide to keep those classics, whether to keep those classics or not on cloud gaming. Your thoughts?
Well, remember, you know why CMA stands for? Come on, A. So, they haven't.
Come on,
come on, A. They haven't even decided.
Since when were they Canadian?
Hey, remember.
Come on,
Canada. No, hey, Canada is French. So, hey. But
only part of Canada is French.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But still.
It would be
yep. But when I saw this, I was more like since it's only centered in Europe, this situation, Ubisoft is a French company, isn't it? Right?
It is, yes.
It is.
Yes,
So they wanted it pretty much
French.
they wanted it, yeah. So they wanted it, honestly, they wanted it a studio or whatever it is, a company that is really big, especially that is in Europe. And that's pretty much Ubisoft.
Ubi is basically the EA of Europe.
Right.
Yeah,
so might as well get.
So they kill franchises too?
Yeah, you gotta ask Skulls and Bones. Where is it? But anyway,
No, you can't kill what doesn't exist. Should die.
It's where your big Kazooie is hiding.
Hey, that's not Ubisoft made. No, but the way I see it is more like, okay, Ubisoft is a French company, Europe. Let's give it to them. Ubisoft is really well known for their games, and also Microsoft have really good relationship with them. The way I see it is more pretty much collaborating. Remember, Assassin's Creed Origin was on Game Pass, so why not do the same thing for them? The big question is if it's all games are gonna stay in Ubisoft, what is it, Plus or whatever streaming services they have?
Ubisoft Classics or something like that, I think.
Right. So we're talking about the older ones,
Yeah.
but I don't know if the new ones are gonna be part of it. If they are, it's probably maybe a limited time and move on, but it's still gonna be there like any other from Nvidia and Boosteroid and Ubisoft and all that. So I think that's what happened. Let's get a French company here. You guys have a good relationship with the Come On A company. So that's the way I see it. That's when they're gonna feel a little bit better. Now we heard that it's back to phase 1, square one again. So let's see if it facilitate a lot of the stress that the CMA have.
Well, we'll see.
No, I saw it right there. Posted you right there on the screen. I just saw it right there.
What you did? Let me see where.
Yeah, keep scrolling. And it will say give it to Ubisoft, right? It says it right there.
Yeah, they're gonna give it to Ubisoft. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw it. See.
Yeah.
See right there, Ubisoft, right there on the top, blue.
Right here?
There you go. See, we saw it.
Yes. Ubisoft. All right. Terry,
remember this is
your favorite company of all time.
Yeah.
Is gonna be controlling our xCloud fate.
No. ABK.
Sorry. ABK's cloud destiny. All roads, you must pay the Pied Piper in this case, or should it be the Baker? What is it? I don't know any French folklore other than Beauty and the Beast. Whatever. You got to pay Ubisoft.
Oh, it's trying to say Baba Yaga.
There's the Hunchback. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Xbox has to pay Ubisoft to stream their own dang games.
They're trying to say Ubisoft is the Baba Yaga.
The Baba Yaga. That's
That's
Russian.
But it's still. Oh no, it's not European. Sorry.
Oh boy. Look,
All right.
all I can say is I've always, tried to talk up Ubi, and everybody here is always hating on Ubi. But as you've called them in the past, Big Daddy Phil, he trusts. So
Daddy Phil.
Big Daddy Phil,
In Phil we
trusts
trust. Yeah.
Ubi. so take that. Now we'll watch all of the naysayers all of a sudden love Ubi because Big Daddy Phil says this is the perfect thing for the deal going forward. In Ubi
Right.
we trust. So I'm all for it. I think this is what needs to be done so they can get the CMA to get their stick out of their rear. So hopefully they finally pass on this so we can get this done. Let's get it done. Like the whole world supports this. I think aren't they? I don't remember who they're still waiting on. Are they still
The
waiting on like
CMA.
Australia or something, or is it
Nope,
just
Australia
CMA?
approved it just the other day.
No,
All right,
that's
so
New
then yes,
Zealand. I
so,
think, no, New
literally they're
Zealand's
the
one thing.
only ones holding out. So
Yeah,
it's like, come on.
I think New Zealand is one thing, Australia is another, similar to CMA and the European Union, I think.
Yeah. So I think Activision Blizzard King don't put out that many games. Well, the Blizzard side doesn't. The Blizzard
No.
side will put out a game like once every 3 years. Maybe every 5 years. I mean, you know how long it takes them to do sequels, about 10 years. Unless it's Overwatch. Then they'll do a sequel next year and kill everything on Overwatch 2.
I don't know. Overwatch 1 lasted a very long time before they made 2. So
Yeah, and we've all seen the Steam ratings for 2. And then you have Activision, who basically has only put out one game for the most part, and that game being Call of Duty every year or every other year, right?
have they really made any games, or they just publish now? Like I feel like they don't even make games; they just publish.
No, because you have they own Sledgehammer, they own.
I'm not talking about the
Infinity
studios they own. I'm talking like Activision themselves. Have they made anything? You know what I mean? Like they just.
You mean by
publish.
like Activision Publishing or Activision
Yeah, like
developers?
officially made by Activision, not made by one of their studios they own. Officially made by
I
Activision.
don't think Activision has been a development studio in a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't make anything anymore.
Yeah, Diablo.
Yeah. So
They made Diablo 4.
So the Activision Blizzard thing going streaming, I hate the idea of let's pretend, Terry, that you finish your game, right? And you have, I don't know, the Terry console, and it's a major player in the console space, and you have to pay to license your own game to be playable on your device through cloud. Even though you have a fully functional cloud service, right? I hate that idea. I hate that the CMA had done this. I thought that in my head, I was with Dreadpool, where they would divest Activision as its own entity, with it being basically the shareholder. It would be with its only bosses being the shareholders, and the shareholders would obviously be Microsoft, right? And that's the way I thought they were going to do it. I didn't think they were going to give the cloud streaming rights to a company they don't own to handle it. So yeah, it just strikes me odd. I don't like it. I think the fact that they're breaking this up on a non-existent market from a player who is willing, has the technology, and is willing to make the investment to open up a new style of gaming market. Whereas everybody else isn't. They're like, oh, you got to think about the small players. The small players can't do this. Let's just be real. They cannot do it. You really think that Focus Entertainment is going to open up, the Focus cloud service? They're not.
I wouldn't really use them as an analogy. Focus isn't that small.
Focus is what?
I wouldn't use them for your analogy because Focus is not that small.
But they're not big enough to do this. right? Is my point, right? You have the like what is it, the NVIDIA, what do they call their streaming service?
GeForce Now.
GeForce, yeah, GeForce Now. I heard GeForce Now is awesome, but who all uses GeForce Now?
PC gamers.
Yeah,
Yeah, mainly
not very
PC
many.
gamers.
Because if I'm a PC gamer, I have a powerful PC that can run GeForce Now there, right? I don't need a GeForce Now device, any of that stuff, right? But I heard that GeForce Now is probably the best cloud gaming service available, latency wise. And you know, PlayStation bought Gaikai and On Live, but they squandered it for 10 years. It wasn't until Microsoft brought it back into the limelight that they're like, oh yeah, we have Gaikai and On Live. You know?
But don't forget, Microsoft's first cloud service got scrapped, even though all the Microsoft employees loved it and they said it worked very well. They scrapped it. They also, if you think about this is their second iteration of it.
Yes.
They also bought Bethesda, which had Orion, which was also a streaming service with very low latency. So how much of that has been put anywhere? We don't know. We don't know what happened to Orion. Yeah. So there's a lot out there, but the market hasn't really been there. That's why Sony squandered not doing anything, because the market wasn't there. There is no market per se. This, yes, GeForce Now is developing a market. They're not really a market, because we even said, who's using it now? We're not. So again, we're only using, most of us are here that are using the cloud-based system that Xbox has. Are we really using it to that degree? There's very, very few of us, and you're talking probably less than 1% out of the whole company that are actually using it.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, that's not enough to be considered a market. So for Ubisoft to do it, that's a big risk, but they're also one of the bigger companies that could take that risk because of how expansive their company is across the globe.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, do I think that us as gamers that we're going to suffer for this? No, I don't think so. I don't think this is really we're going to feel the effects of this until after that 15-year period when older Call of Duty titles come off the service. When Diablo whatever, comes off the service.
It's not stopping you from buying the games if you want. You can still buy the games right now.
I mean, here's the thing. I do believe that cloud gaming is the future, and eventually they will get the latency and the infrastructure good enough to basically make the console obsolete. Just like it's just the way of the information future that we're building as a society, right? Everything. I mean, you remember you used to have to buy like a Roku box or whatever. Now you can still buy the Roku box, but now most of your TVs are smart TVs. You no longer need the Roku box, right? You can just download the Roku app. And I understand that streaming TV shows is not the same as streaming games. And no, you don't get the 4K with the Dolby audio coming through that great now, but I mean, it's viable. I mean, I'm not buying a Roku box. I'm just buying a smart TV. And smart TVs are now being sold with the Xbox Game Pass streaming app. And soon they're going to include, I just read an article the other day that Samsung is going to start including PlayStation streaming app. So it's just the way it is the future technology. In 15 years, cloud gaming, maybe, the next generation will still be primarily consoles. But then after that, just like only enthusiasts are buying 4K Blu-ray DVDs or 4K movies on Blu-ray to use on their 4K Blu-ray player, but most people don't have a 4K Blu-ray player. Most people just stream it. It will happen. I do believe it will happen because, especially for console gaming, PC gaming is a market on its own. It's going to be for the power users, and that's what I mean. I'm going to keep buying an Xbox. I'm going to keep buying a PlayStation. I'm going to keep buying a Nintendo and a PC because I am the power user. I am the serious enthusiast. We are the serious enthusiasts, right?
So you're powering your dream.
That's right. I'm going to keep powering my 8K dreams in the future, right? I'm going to keep powering my 8K dreams. But hey, I'll just pay my subscription fee and play, my xCloud or play my PlayStation Cloud or play my Nintendo Cloud, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
On my TV, all I need is a controller and a subscription. Maybe in the future, not even a controller. Maybe in the future, our phones will be so crazy that they'll transform into a controller. You never know, right? I'm just saying.
Wouldn't that just be a tablet again?
Yeah, I mean, you already have young children. Like, you show. What do you show to children? You show a game like Elden Ring, or let me use a different game here. What's a less popular game that has great graphics?
Redfall.
Okay. Huh?
Redfall.
Redfall. You show Gears of War or Halo to young people.
You said less popular.
Those are like mainstream games.
Those graphics suck. You know what graphics they think are great? They think that mobile graphics are great. The cartoony style graphics. I mean, anime is huge right now.
That's
Minecraft looks great apparently to some people.
Yes. So we are the old guard. And the way we do things is, back in my day, it's not going to be the way of the future.
Mm-hmm.
We're slowly but surely becoming the old guard. We are becoming the nascent market. So for Xbox to give away their cloud to someone who has invested $0 into it, in my opinion, I don't know. Does Ubisoft have a cloud? I mean, I know they have Ubisoft Classics, but is that their cloud streaming?
Don't really know. I don't follow cloud stuff. I don't.
Does Ubisoft?
No, I do follow cloud. I see outside my window. I got plenty of cloud coverage in here.
Oh, should I?
Yes, Ubisoft Plus is available on PC and for cloud platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for cloud platforms, but not not the servers, not the bones.
So they don't have their own cloud. They just make sure that their stuff works.
Yeah. So basically sticking to the third party route.
And that's why I said Xbox is making bank off of it because they're providing the servers. They're providing the service for this stuff.
The only negative part to me,
they would have to go to AWS or somewhere else. And that's why even Sony went to Azure servers too. They made Sony has a contract with Azure, which is Microsoft. So Microsoft is still making money. Xbox is still making money, even though they handed off the risk.
Yeah. By the way, Ubisoft is only available right now. Ubisoft Plus Cloud is only available on Luna as of today.
AWS.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and this is the part that gets to me though, like, a big to me, the big plus of being a subscriber instead of buying DVDs or renting from Blockbuster or whatever is the fact that I have instant access to older entertainment. Sometimes I feel like watching a 1990s movie. Sometimes I want to watch a 1970s movie. Check it out. The other day I watched not the other day, but when Netflix used to mail you stuff, I rented the original Frankenstein movie because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And if it was really as scary as people thought, it was. Hence, it wasn't.
Well, it was probably for the time.
For the time, yeah, probably. Yeah, and so it's just that things move forward, and I believe that cloud gaming will move forward. even though it's a nascent market now, in 15 years, 20 years, it might be the market. And we will be the old guard who are only the only ones playing the hardcore, buying the Xbox, buying the PlayStation.
Well, I've already said, plenty of times that consoles are going to phase out. We're not going to have them because the hardware is only graphically they're going to get to a point where they can't get any better outside of them being an actual PC. And at that point, you're just a PC. The console experience will become obsolete as technology continues to grow. I think that gaming is going to develop into basically your Netflix experience. So you'll just buy a subscription to whatever company you want to support, whether it's Nintendo, PlayStation, or whoever, and you'll just get their app and you'll play your games.
By the way, Ubisoft Plus Cloud is $17.99 a month. Well, do I have to pay that to play Call of Duty? No, because they're going to license it out. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I have a little bit of an issue with it, but maybe I'm just being dramatic.
I really do think Ubisoft Plus is going to be merged into Game Pass eventually.
I hope it is.
I have a feeling that they'll do it just like EA Play or whatever.
Yes, and they only bring select titles to Game Pass.
I think they will do that eventually.
I'm not gonna lie. I love playing Madden football with Cloud.
That's the reason why I said when they added Assassin's Creed Origin for Game Pass, so I wouldn't be surprised if they help each other out like that.
Absolutely. DE joins us. Shout out to DE. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. He says they'll always dump money into streaming because they sell access, not a copy. It's worth it to them. Yeah, exactly. You sell access, not a copy. Absolutely correct. You get it, DE. Thank you so much for bringing that point of view. Yeah. And RWK88 says Pet Cemetery was scary as hell when I was a kid. Yeah. Anyways, guys. Yeah, so there you go. Ubisoft taking over. But overall, do we think this will close the deal? I'm going to say it better close. There's no way it close because I'm unhappy. And the CMA waits till consumers are unhappy to close deals. So I'm going to say yes, it's going to close. Terry, what is your vote?
Yeah, I'm hopeful that it closes because I just want this to move on. And honestly, the CMA doesn't give a crap. They only, just give them a fat check and shut them up. Like honestly, they don't care.
They already paid for exclusivity.
just pay off the CMA. That's all they really care about. But I hope this deal works out and we can move on.
All right. Shaddai, do you think it will close?
The only thing that I could say is Ubisoft in their game, they're slow, but when it comes to streaming, they're faster than lightning. So it will close. With this, it will close.
Dreadpool, they've divested the cloud side. The only concern from Ubisoft, from the CMA, will they close?
Yes, they'll let it close.
All right. Well, so we are all very we're all very what's the opposite of being negative? We are all very
optimistic.
What is it?
Optimistic.
Optimistic. Thank you. Optimistic that it will close. But let's see how the chat voted. Terry, we had a poll.
Yes, indeed. Will the CMA approve the deal now? 50% said no. They're on a power trip. 40% said are hopeful, saying yeah, they better, and then 10% just says they should close anyway. They this is stupid.
Yeah, they should have closed.
Wasting everybody's time. Come on,
everybody's for sure. Everybody's.
I'm telling you.
All right. Do we want to talk about anything else that we shared in the Twitter feed? Anybody? We had a lot of news in there. That's gonna do it for our main topics. So now I open it up to you guys. Do you guys want to talk about
the skins? You want to talk about the skins?
Do you want to talk about the skins?
Oh, the Starfield wraps.
The Starfield wraps.
I'm hungry.
Oh my. All right. Starfield wraps. All right, Dreadpool, open this up. Starfield wraps.
Do you want me to give you
or console wraps?
Hey, Dreadpool, do you want me to give you a beat since you're gonna rap?
There you go. Yeah. All right. So the Starfield wraps. We went to the stars, and I got to throw some bars. Anyway,
Oh,
Drop
so
the mic.
anyway, I like the idea. It's not for me. I wouldn't do it. It makes sense though for them to do something like this because it's a less risk reward, and we already know what happens. Look at what happened with the Halo edition. I missed out on it, but yet I could buy one for like $5,000 if I really
geez.
want it. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, it pulls it away from those that truly want it. To me, these are still somewhat overpriced because I believe they said, what was it? Yeah, $50.
$50. I'm with you. I'm with you. on that
$50,
one.
little man.
That's overpriced, but it's well designed from what everybody said that it was at GamesCon that I've seen them compared to, pictures that were how we see them. They do look a little bit thicker than just an actual wrap. But again, you want some ease of use. And it's nice to have. It's a nice little throwback to the 360 days where you can switch out the faceplates. I still have a couple faceplates from back in those days.
The wrap is invertible. You can reverse it. That's cool. I did not notice that.
So you get 2 in 1.
2 in 1 for $50.
2 in 1. That's cool.
Reversible.
But is it truly reversible? Think about it. Can you really reverse it onto your Xbox?
I mean, it's vinyl. It's just a curved. I mean, the hard surface is here. Hold on. Let me find a good photo here.
Look at it.
Yeah. So the hard surfaces are here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. These are the hard surfaces
right
I
here.
think the
and here.
orientation
Look
of your disk drive slot would.
That's
be
what I'm saying. The power button and the disk drive on the left here, right?
Right.
Now flip it to the next one.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So yeah, it's reversible, but not truly reversible.
Not truly. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Gosh.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
got that soft pattern.
But still, it's nice that it's not just like black or white on the inside. It's got a nice pattern to it. So if you want to buy 2 and display 1
Oh gosh.
in your collection, Yeah. Okay. Dreadpool.
All right. So again, it's a great idea. It's a great way to sell your special edition without, risk reward, right? So without the limited risk, you can print these out and batches easier and faster than you can print out shells that have the printing on them for the consoles. And now you have to have so many consoles pulled out of the market so you can put a different shell on it and then bring it back into the market. Where here, you could just keep on pushing out a steady supply of the same old, and you have an attachment that can go around and on top of it. I was hoping that it would have like an RFID, but obviously they didn't build that into the system. But that would be cool if you had an RFID, slap that thing on there, and it would change certain sounds, like your boot up sound, certain things like that.
Like the Halo console?
Yes. The Halo console, your one consoles that were special edition ones, like your Star Wars for your 360 that had
they had the R2D2.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
nice.
would be cool, right? If you could just swap them out and you would have a different, the camo would be like Call of Duty now that ABK is going that way. You would have, different things, Sam Fisher and for the goggles. All that cool stuff would have been cool, but obviously this is after the fact, so it wouldn't matter. But maybe on the next one.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's a good idea. I just think it's a little steep in price.
Okay.
I could see $20, maybe 30, but 50 steep.
Okay. Shaddai. It's a wrap.
Have a great day. I said this in the Spanish podcast on Friday. I don't mind it. I know why they did that, but there are things that, like that corner right there, sometimes the corners of those areas get damaged all the time. It's either bend or it gets ripped. So that's one of those that I'm afraid of. because I think those little corners right there is one of those plastic. I think it's weak plastics. It could be metal in the middle or whatever, but those corners are a pain. It gets ripped. I stick with my traditional ones. I rather have it a fully customized and not a skin or a jacket, if you want to call it. I know they want to call it wraps, a jacket or whatever the case may be. It's fine, but I'd rather stick with my traditional, be creative type of console, which actually gives more value to it. And plus, since we always say they're more, they like money. So if you like money, might as well just stick with it. Stick with your traditional one. Create. I think on GamesCon they did have one custom made, and I know they had another one with the Xbox wrap. But I'd rather stick with my traditional one.
You know how hot it is in Florida? We don't want no jackets.
I know, right?
That console's gonna be looking at me going, dude, you're gonna kill me here.
No, and the thing is that anything could happen to those things, because if you're careful, I understand that part. But if you're one of those that is like, man, I gotta get out of here, and you dump everything all at once, and let's say something drop on top of it and it get damaged or scraped or anything like that, so the wrap is not pretty much worth it. It's not worth buying it.
I see it like a trapper keeper, or for people in today's age that don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's a 3-ring binder.
Yeah.
If you think about that. It's that type of plastic with the cardboard on the inside to keep it rigid. So I think it'll hold up. I don't think it'll fall apart as easy as you're making it out to be.
No, it reminds me of those books that you get for like your toddlers, and they're like foam. It reminds me of like that plastic foam like book cover.
Yeah,
This is my cover.
Terrible pages.
I feel like it's like this. This is my cover for my my tablet, but I'm like, I hate the corner. Look at this already.
Well, yeah, but these ones aren't folding in the middle.
They're not. Yeah, you
You're
only
not going to
do
be
it
opening
once.
and closing it, should I?
Wait.
That's from where? That's from where from you having to open and close and use it.
Wait. What you mean it's not folding? Axel just showed that it folds
in the middle. Like there's no middle seam on each side, man.
No, I understand that, but you know what I'm coming from.
I don't know where you're coming from, should I?
You're not.
Yes. You realize how many people spent money on those vinyl skins for their Xbox One and their PS4s and all that stuff? Those were just stickers, and people loved it because they could customize it and do things that the manufacturers weren't providing for the consoles, right? Why buy a whole new console to have a Halo skin when you can just go on Skin It and make a custom Halo skin? Okay,
because
people love this stuff. Okay, and no, this is way more durable than that. And what happens with those stickers? You got wrinkles in them if you didn't put it on right. All right, so no, this is great. These are much better quality.
And they're not going to be opening and closing them.
Yeah, you're gonna
like you do your phone.
the idea.
You're gonna set it on. It's gonna have the Velcro or the magnet or whatever it has in the back.
Watch.
And that's it.
All right, Terry, are you gonna wrap it, or are you gonna raw Xbox it?
No, I mean I'm happy with it just the way it is. But
watch. They're gonna come into time. Those little corners is gonna get damaged.
I made a custom Dragon Age 2 skin for my Xbox One. Okay, so if I decide, you know what, I want to go all out, I might do that. You know what, I might put my Bart 124 Spider on this thing and call it a day. All right, so
mark my words. Watch, it's gonna say it's damaging one of the corners. Watch.
Nope.
Time will tell.
because once you put it on, you're not moving it around.
You don't touch it ever again.
Is your
split difference here?
Now
why are you touching the console though? You can't play with it.
I mean, my Skin It sticker lasted over 10 years because once I put it on, I never touched it until it was time to take it off and I traded the console in.
Let me guess, when you remove it, it's a different color because you never moved it.
Yeah, it'll be a bright black instead of faded. or for those of you who smoke, guess what? You'll protect the luster on your Xbox.
So you're telling me that white color is going to become gray because somebody's smoking, right there while
It's gonna be yellow. It's gonna turn yellow.
You're gonna
Or
protect
black.
It's gonna be the color of this tape right here. if you smoke with it, man.
it. Yeah.
I wouldn't trust that console anyway after all that smoke going in there.
I know, right? The wraps to me are a win. They're a W. They're a W because, as Dreadpool said, he didn't get the Halo Special Edition because collector's edition consoles are limited supply, and once they're done, they're done. And let's pretend your limited edition console breaks, and you send it in, they might send you a standard edition console back.
Which they have done that for the Gears one on
Mhm.
the Xbox
On the
One X.
1X.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've
Yeah,
done
they did that. I sent in my Scorpio edition, and I was praying that they would send back my Scorpio edition, and they did, thank God. But I was afraid that they might send me a not Scorpio edition Xbox. You know, and
Ran out of Venom.
yeah, like I think the wraps are a great idea for customization, especially because you can interchange them with the latest and greatest first party game or whatever that you like. And third parties can jump in on this. Terry, an Assassin's Creed Mirage skin wrap can come out. Or I don't know, what is it you like? The Crew 2 can come out or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shaddai, I don't know what you like. What do you like?
Or they could just offer on the Microsoft Store a build your own, just like they have for the controllers. They have build your own.
That's what we're saying.
If that was the case, it could have been on Design Lab. See, that would have made sense.
They did Design Labs on this. Oh man.
Yeah. Of
they
course,
don't utilize that correctly.
You can put your waifu on here.
Just have your designs under reviews, so people aren't putting actual porn on there or whatever.
But how is Shaddai gonna get his waifu on there if they review it? Yeah. To me, these are a win. They're an affordable customization option for your Xbox that's not permanent, doesn't damage the console, and is interchangeable. Because the one thing I didn't like about the skins is once that skin is on, it's on.
Mm-hmm.
So you better be sure that's the skin you want. Now,
and if you screw it up, you get those wrinkles like Terry said.
Yeah. Like my cousin, he has skinned every console he's ever gotten. That's it. Right? And me, I haven't skinned any of my consoles because I like original stuff. So this to me is a double win, much like the Xbox front faceplate swap outs were, the 360 faceplate swap outs. Mm-hmm. This is a win to me. The only part of concern I have is this little tab right here. If this little tab is not ultra durable, sorry.
Which little tab are you? I don't see.
Right
down over there. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. This one right here. If it wears down or if this wrap falls down, then the airflow to your console gets jacked up, overheat, and damaged.
Yeah, so your console doesn't tilt over. That's pretty.
It's to keep it. It's to keep the wrap elevated.
The wrap from sliding down.
Yes.
Yeah, it's to keep the wrap from falling down. It's more visible on this one. Here we go.
Yeah, it's to keep it elevated.
To keep it elevated so that you don't, so that the airflow keeps going from the bottom, as you know, up to the top.
See, that lets you know that it's gonna get damaged
if
sooner
this
or
little
later.
tab is not ultra durable, that's the only concern.
See,
but
I was right.
If you're not, just take a popsicle stick and put it behind there. You're fine.
Terry, that's kind of cheap.
I'm just saying, better out of the box. Like if I order this, let's just pretend I order this from the Xbox store and it comes with a damaged box and that little tab is all jacked up, I'm gonna be upset.
Paperclip.
If UPS just frisbees it to my door like they do everything else,
then I will say,
even though they're making $170,000 a year, they still frisbee. I'm gonna be upset. That's all I'm saying. Let's check in with the chat for them. Let's see. Splendifer says, my wife says, yes, correct. Overpriced. Thank you, Mr. Dreadpool.
You're welcome.
Splendifer says, how much are they? $50? Not bad. Yes, agreed, Splendifer. Not bad. Why are you touching the console, though? You can't play with it, Shaddai.
Splenda, please. You taste less sugar. Stop it.
Doggy Dog says, Trapper Keeper, that's old school. RWK is calling them Xbox condoms. And Splendiferous is wanting you to talk some sense into Shaddai. My wife wants me to listen to Dreadpool. Let's see. Dreadpool's gonna raw Xbox. RWK88 says, actually, I think there are some people that sleep with their consoles. And then a horse emoji. Yes, possibly. Let's see. Dog says, where's my Forza rap with the rumble strips for her pleasure?
Oh.
Wow. Oh my god. And don't forget the French ticklers for Ubisoft games.
Ooh.
Wow. Needs a rubber band at the bottom. No. It has Velcro. It's Velcro. So yeah, overall, okay, so some people think this is good. Some people think it's overpriced. I think it's good overall.
I think it's overpriced, but I still support it because those stickers were just as freaking expensive once you factor in shipping and everything. You were spending good $30, $40 on a sticker. So you already were paying that.
Yeah. And then I support it. I think it's awesome. I love the interchangeability of it. I can't wait to see any future wraps that come out. But I have a Halo Special Edition console, and I'm not going to wrap it, so I'm not going to cover up that beautiful Collector's Edition console. I'm just going to leave it as is. But if I had not been able to get a console like my good friend Dreadpool here, I would definitely be buying this wrap, as Dreadpool should. Right, Dread?
Nope. I like it hidden with the rest of my entertainment gear, with the exception of the one that I still have to buy plates for, so I can hide the monstrosity of its size.
Yeah, when your console is half of the size of your 65-inch TV, that's a problem.
I use it as a projection screen.
That's right. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for today's show. What a great show. Great topics. Shaddai, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. But we're going to get out of here. But again, guys, we wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, the chat. That's right. You guys, the chat will always be the MVP to any of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. And we're going to scoot on out. I'm Axel1324.
I'm Cool Cat Terry.
I'm Dreadpool.
I'm Eternal Shaddai.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.